you'd probably get one tech time that week. But one of those, there are some people I know that can't attend on Thursdays anymore, so maybe they would like to know that's an option too. So but
Well, thanks for sharing it. See,
but you're welcome to have it if you want. She stole the idea because our Tuesday fellowship group had a police officer come and speak, and she's like, "Oh, that's a good idea. I should have, one of their police officers come." So you could watch the recording from the Tuesday fellowship if you were curious. But this guy in Hershey seems to do more intense, interesting work than a more general, basic overview.
Right.
Anyway.
Are the Tuesday morning videos available past the week that they were done?
Mm-hmm. They are on the website or on YouTube forever. But there's a playlist if you want to go through the playlist. And at the bottom of the email on Thursdays, there's here are some links from the last week. And there's a link to the whole playlist of all the Tuesday ones, or you can just do the one from that particular week.
Yeah, okay, I knew about the one from the week. I just hadn't looked at it to see that there's good, because I missed the one I want to see.
Yeah, it sounded like this week's presentation was really interesting. I was curious to go back and watch that. But anyway, we're sidetracked. Do you guys have any, as always, actual issues you'd like to discuss, or?
This isn't really.
No, I did do all the upgrades to Zoom and my phone.
So proud of you.
I'm up to date. We did
I'm
have a
sorry, I
funny thing
missed
here at
last-
Mariscove today. Well, we have this My Erickson thing that you can sign in and get all sorts of information. Well, it's offline right now because they're changing it so that it will remember your password for 30 days so you can stay signed in. So I didn't realize last night was the night it was going to go offline, but I tried to sign in, I couldn't. I tried to sign in this morning. They did let us sign in as a guest. So I went down to pick up the paper TV guide, and they were out of them. And I stopped into the TV studio, and Liz says, "Well, Connie," she says, I said, if you only make people sign in again every 30 days, it's going to be harder for them to remember their password than if they sign in every day. I mean, use it or lose it, right? And she says, well, the whole idea of technology, this is her quote, the whole idea of technology is so that we use our brains less. And I said, so we will end, humanity will end up with no brains. I said, in a senior living thing, they keep telling you to use your brain, and then they keep doing things so you don't have to use your brain.
That's entertaining.
So much for technology, right? Crazy.
Bill, I think you were going to say something.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed last week because when it comes to online wallets and places where you put your sensitive information, I've always kind of taken the approach that less is better, just from a standpoint of averages and risk exposure, that kind of thing. And it's if you look at it purely from a risk assessment standpoint, if you could put everything in one place and secure it, you'd probably be the best off. But in our world, it just doesn't work that way.
Well, and what if that one place that you have everything stored gets hacked, or?
Yeah. Well, then you need three-factor authentication in that one place. So getting into it is like Fort Knox, but you think of security on two levels: one deeply technical, things involving break-ins and viruses and all the other malware that goes with it. But there's an awful lot of it that's just everyday manual, what do you call it? Phishing kind of risks and exposures. So, if you ask a policeman to come in and talk to a group, where does he start? I mean, maybe they start more on the physical stuff, securing your house, locks, windows, doing things with a partner and a lot of that level stuff. And you can also go down from that and get into all the stuff around, all the technical stuff that we deal with here. It's there's levels of it. Oops.
Yes. There's no way to make yourself 100% secure,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
And so much of it is there to make life easier, but that leaves you with more exposure.
Yep. And companies are watching out for themselves rather than you. So
Yep. Yeah, and any place a company can push off that exposure or the liability onto somebody else, they're going to do it.
yeah. Shirley, did you try to say something too, or maybe that was Renee.
No, that was me.
Shirley
and
first.
It's not really a tech question, but Bev and Chuck mentioned at Thanksgiving about their concert coming up. I think it's this coming Sunday,
Yes.
and I can't be there because I have my own bell concert that afternoon. Is that going to be available after the fact for viewing or just
Yep.
that day?
Yep, it will be archived as well. So
Okay.
if you go on our website or YouTube, it will be there, or Facebook, whatever you prefer.
Okay. I think I usually go in just through your webpage when there's concerts like that to watch. And she was telling me about it, and I was there like, oh, I can't watch that one. I'm at my own concert that afternoon.
How
But I
dare
wanted to
you?
watch it if I could. So, but she wasn't sure if it was going to be available, or if so, if it was only going to be for like so many days, or whether, I said, well, I'll just ask on tech time next time.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
We got you covered. We tried to make it easy for you.
Good. Appreciate that.
Lynn, my question was, last week you touched on that you might talk about alternatives to Microsoft Publisher, things that are more user friendly.
Yes. And I have not had a chance
Oh,
to
okay.
really deep dive on good alternatives yet. I apologize.
No, it's allowed. This is not your job. This is your hobby. We're your hobby.
Yes. But I guess the real question I have for you guys is what are you trying to do in Publisher that you want to do that you can't do in, say, Word or other things? Is it photos? Is it like Christmas letters? Is it scrapbooks? What
Yeah, that's
and
good.
maybe
I'm
you
writing
don't
it
know.
down. Well, that'll give us stuff to think about, to tell you about.
Right. Yeah, as Chuck was saying, Adobe Illustrator InDesign is the best, but it is expensive and he's losing it. But Canva's great for some of the design stuff. It's all online. And it's more of a easier, user-friendly stuff on apps, but there's other things like Scribius and it looks like there's Swish Publisher. But Stephen, does your whatever alternative you use instead of Microsoft have a publisher alternative?
Mute.
actually, the one I
There you
use,
go. No, it does not.
the open office that I use doesn't either, but it does have like a PowerPoint thing. And so what I like about it is you can place the pictures any place you want on the page and put the text where you want it. Whereas in a Word document, at least I've never found out how to do that because it's always locked with the top of the picture or the bottom of the picture or something. So, and it also has, I mean, yes, it's for slides, but you can also say for pages, and you can put your text box any shape you want and your pictures. And so I wanted Publisher too, but I was going to buy Publisher by itself, and then I figured out how to use this one. So I'm using that.
Mhm.
Well, we'll all send you emails of what we try to do with Publisher that you can find a better way. So, and
Mhm.
you can work on that in the new year.
Lynn, when I've gotten frustrated with Microsoft licensing, I've sometimes gone searching in open source apps to see if I can find a free alternative. They're never quite as easy to use, and Microsoft seems to put things in place to make it difficult, to copy over and do that kind of thing. But the open source stuff has been out there forever, and I guess it's kind of the genesis of a lot of these programs.
Mhm. Well, and they're a little more customization and things like that. But all of these big companies that do it well, Microsoft and Adobe, they've made it all subscription based to make it more money for them, right? But not great for us as users, as we were saying earlier. It's a vicious cycle. But for those of you who use Macs, Pages is Apple's version of Word, and it has a lot of easier functionality than Word does, especially when it comes to photos. Like Nancy was saying, Word is terrible with that kind of stuff. So
I have a question for Stephen.
Uh-oh.
I have lots of questions for you, but the only one I'm going to ask right now is, when I have a VPN with my Avast app, but do I have to be on their browser for?
No.
Well, when I tried to use now I think that it was only one time maybe, but when I tried to open with Chrome using, well, not open with Chrome, open with DuckDuckGo, and then the VPN didn't come up. And so then when it said, you want to turn it on, I turned it on, and it switched me to the Avast browser. That was just maybe I should just switch back and it might have worked. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I should be able to use DuckDuckGo and VPN together.
Yes.
And I don't always want to use the VPN anyway, though. I mean,
No,
like,
you do.
right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm looking at what you could use instead of Publisher. There are, it says you can use LibreOffice. Oh, Draw.
Now, Draw is different, I think, isn't it?
I think that's more
LibreOffice
like
Draw.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Oh no, it says newsletters and brochures. LibreOffice Draw. Let me bring it up. I haven't. I may have used that to design a Christmas card and forgot about it.
Yeah.
Let me bring it up real quick. Sure enough, it's a page maker.
It's called Libra.
Libre, Libre Office, and it's a Microsoft 365 or Office alternative. It's kind of big, but it does a lot of cool stuff. And it's free.
Do you
Renee,
download
you're
the whole
muted.
suite or is it just that you can download just that?
What's that? I'm
Can you
sorry.
Can you do you download the whole suite? It has a word processing thing too, or?
Yeah, it has word processing, it has a spreadsheet tool, it has a database tool, it has a PowerPoint tool. I just closed it up, but let me look at
No,
it
that's all
again.
right. That's all right.
No. I'm just looking at the list of software it has.
Because I haven't put one on my laptop. On my desktop, I have the Open Office, which is, I think, Apache or something.
Oh, okay. I highly recommend LibreOffice.
No, you do. But if I would be able to use, I don't have to have them both on, I don't have to have the same thing on both of my desktop and my laptop, do I?
No, especially since they're open document formats.
Right.
You should be able to trade documents back and forth.
That would be good.
I wonder what math is. I have no idea what that is. It has
Good.
something called math in it.
Like 1 + 1 = 2?
Yeah,
Is it a calculator?
it probably does things I don't remember how to do from college. Yeah, I
There you
opened it
go
up
again.
and it has the templates on it are 1 +, 1 minus. Oh, okay, it's for drawing equations.
Oh,
Like if you were a teacher and you wanted to put together a test.
Oh.
Because we're all going to use that in our everyday lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and when you install LibreOffice, you don't have to install all the components.
Oh, okay.
well, that's good to know.
You can do a custom install and only install what you want.
Okay.
But
Thanks,
it's got some
Stephen.
great stuff. That's all I use unless I have to share with Shelley, and then I'll put it in a Microsoft format so she can change it. But Word does not like some of the things LibreOffice does. So sometimes the formatting gets messed up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's the extension for the word processing thing on that? Do you know?
ODT is the text.
Okay. ODT is in Tom?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what mine is from Apache too.
Open document text, open document sheet for ODS, as in Sam for spreadsheets.
Okay.
So, yeah, the open document format is shareable between open source software on Microsoft computers. And Word can open them too.
Okay, that's a plus over mine because mine doesn't, sometimes the word can't open ones that if I've done mine in the ODT.
Well, but you can also save it in Word
Yes.
format.
Yeah, but it's only Word 96.
Oh, really?
Well,
Oh,
because I haven't-
LibreOffice can do it in the modern words.
Yeah, no, I haven't upgraded it, obviously.
Okay. 96.
But do you have Clippy still?
Oh, clipping. I love clipping. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's the biggest thing I learned from this tech time. Oh, I do it with everything now. Anything I want, I just use the clip thing. Don't know how I live my life without it.
Yeah, that's classic 90s. Renee, are you trying to say something because you're muted?
Oh, yes, I am. You don't lip read? No, I was just saying that I'll have to go back and watch what Nancy's talking about. That must have been a previous lesson, so I can learn that. That's something that changed her life.
In the Microsoft in the 90s, there was this little animated what's it called? Paperclip called
Oh,
Clippy.
yes.
Oh,
And
yes,
he
I
had
remember that.
advised you
I
with all
remember him.
kinds of advice of how to be helpful with your
Oh,
documents.
That's not what I thought you meant. I'm sorry.
Oh.
You know,
So
when
what did you think we mean?
I forget what it's called, where you can do a screenshot, but you can take what you want of the screen instead of the screenshot. What's that
Snipping
called?
tool.
Snipping tool, that's what you said clipping, and I thought you said snipping, okay. That's what changed my life.
Renee, are you on a PC or a Mac?
I'm on PC. It's Hewlett Packard.
Yes. So if you search in your apps, there's something called the snipping tool.
Okay.
And you can take screenshots of your computer. So
Oh.
if you, for example, want a picture of like all of us on Tech Time, so you can come back and see all our happy faces throughout the week.
Yes.
You could take a screenshot of your computer. So,
But without
Oh.
getting the toolbars, you can outline
Oh,
what you
okay.
want, so you don't get the
Yeah.
I
toolbar.
will.
You put a box around what you want. So you only get what you really want.
Right,
It's
right.
really handy for making manuals.
Mm.
Yeah, some people still use paper manuals and,
Yes, they do.
or at least electronic copies of paper
Yeah.
manuals. So
Yeah.
if you need to show a detail of something on a screen in a manual, you use the snipping tool just to grab that part of the screen. It's really handy.
mhm. And for example, I've done step-by-step guides of how to do tech stuff for staff members and things, and I can put arrows and things. Mac's a
Yep.
little different. You don't have to open an app to do it, but you can add arrows in different shapes, so you can help with that kind of
You can
stuff.
highlight things. Yeah, it's really cool.
I can see how it changed your life, Nancy.
I use print screen all the time.
Mhm.
Like I print screen with the new members classes, I print screen a picture, yes, of the screen when we were doing Zoom. So I could learn the names of people because I don't see them in real life. If I order something online, I do a print screen of the order confirmation. So I don't have to keep digging back in my emails to find, that.
But
Very helpful.
doesn't it also capture the toolbars that, the top and the bottom? It doesn't just capture.
Sometimes,
Capture
but if
within-
it's just for my information, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it the other way too, where I highlight and then print screen that.
What I haven't figured out, maybe it does work, like if I get a picture that to get the whole picture, I have to scroll on my screen. I can't use it there because you can't,
No,
you can only capture what's actually on the screen at the
Exactly.
time. Of capturing it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
So sometimes if you zoom out on a browser or something, you can get everything you want. But that's something detailed. Miss Carol, you have a question.
Yes, I have two questions, actually. What's the, I have a Mac, MacBook Air, I think it says. And how do I do print screen on here? I do it on my phone all the time, but I don't know the commands for this.
Right. So if you hold down Command Shift and the number 3, it's going to do the whole screen. But if you do Command Shift 4, you can do a section of the screen.
Okay, thank you very much. And my second question is, I wanted to send a private message. The rest of you won't know what I'm saying. And I have the little chat screen thing here, but it doesn't let me see easily who it's to. So
if you open the chat screen window,
yes.
everyone.
and at the bottom, you should see everyone in meeting, or then you should see each particular name. So you could go to
Oh,
each
yeah.
individual name. Do you see
Okay,
that?
I'm gonna send, did I just send this? Maybe?
Don't say anything, making fun of us,
Yeah, that's fine. See, I don't, it's not letting me send.
Carol, your tree's beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That's-
Yes.
With the lights in the background. Okay, how do I send my message now? These are basic. you
Just
guys
hit
don't know.
enter.
Just hit enter. It should tell you that it's a direct message,
It does, it says direct message and then,
you can type your message
yeah, I typed,
and then enter.
return. Okay, maybe I saved it too long. Okay, all right, I'll try again. Sorry.
in-
I know that's a basic question for you guys. Oh, no, it went
No,
through.
there are no basic questions.
Okay,
I
now,
just sent a private one to Carol.
thank you. Oh, you did?
I tried.
To me. Oh, that is Bob. Okay, you are you. Okay, thank you. Yes, it did go through. Now I sent one to Shirley. Did Shirley get that?
So yeah, you should see this.
I did. I'm trying to figure out how to respond.
Okay, good. Okay. All
So
right.
it's going to default then to do direct message back to whoever you're talking to.
Oh, okay.
So if
All
you
right.
want to do
Okay, so
something to
it
a
just says type
different-
message here. I just type it and then. Okay, let me read.
So if you're having multiple conversations with different people, you want to be careful of who you're doing or if it's everybody.
You don't want
I
to say
know.
who did her hair. No. wait.
It's just
I
like
know.
texting. If you're texting to multiple
Oh.
people at once, you can mess up who you're sending.
Oh, boy, can you?
Of
All right,
course,
so I've got it typed. So how do I send it now?
Yeah, see, I couldn't figure that out.
You
either.
should just be able to hit the enter button or
Enter?
send.
I don't see a message for
All
send.
right, I just hit enter. See if she gets
Okay, I
it.
got it. I got it.
All right.
Yay, thank you. Okay, all right, on with
Okay.
on with Lynn's class. Thank you.
Carol,
right,
did you get mine? Did you get mine?
No,
I just hit enter.
to me?
Yeah,
If it's
No.
successful, it should go up to the top section of the email.
Yeah.
Chat.
There.
Nope. Oh, there.
George,
No.
everyone, hi.
that's
No.
funny.
Lynn says,
Okay,
hi.
but can I give you one piece of advice that's really, really important? One time I was in a Zoom meeting like this and someone sent me a private one that was a really amazing thing that had happened or something. And I went, oh, and so of course everybody knew. So you got to keep a straight face when you get it.
Yes,
So if anyone announces a pregnancy, just try to be calm.
yes. Or,
In this
hello,
group-
I want a divorce, you know.
No. I still
Uh,
didn't. Okay, well, all right.
There are some times that I just physically, I do a text message because I don't want to even
Yeah.
take chances sending
Right.
it to the wrong person. But if you're doing stuff like that, you maybe think twice about, is this a nice thing to say, actually share with other people, or should I keep my mouth
Yeah.
closed? But it can be fun.
It's
Did you have
sort of
another
like
question?
I was just thinking, it's sort of like passing notes in class. You know, you make them and fold them up tight and then send them over to someone.
Whoa.
And the teacher reads it.
Long ago.
Definitely a discreet way of doing that. The teachers
Probably don't do that
No.
anymore. They just text.
No.
Yeah, they don't do that, do they?
The
No, I know,
text.
I'm talking about when I was.
Oh, yeah, me, yeah. Uh,
Long ago.
You
Do you
remember
have
how
another
the class
question, Gail?
bully? Remember how the class bully would grab your note and try
Oh,
to
yeah.
read it to everybody?
Yeah.
Or the
Can't-
teacher.
Can't do
if
that
the
on
teacher
Zoom.
caught you.
We
Uh-huh.
had no class bully.
I
Yeah.
bet you were the class bully.
Far from it.
Oh, yeah.
I was in a Catholic school. We didn't do anything like that.
Oh, you didn't pass notes?
Yeah, they'd smack you.
Oh, well.
Right, with a ruler.
I'm doing my Swedish death cleaning, and I came across some notes that a best friend of mine in 9th grade passed back and forth. And oh, they are breathless. You know, what is Peter wearing today? Be sure to make sure you mention me. And
That's great.
TV shows. I mean, they're cute.
Mhm. Yeah, I still have some from a friend in 8th grade, and we only
Oh.
find them every couple of years.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I remember these.
Yes.
Anyway,
It's
we
funny.
digress.
Yes, yes. I took you down the rosy path of.
It's all just good.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have a current befuddlement. I bought a print server, little device that's supposed to make my wired ancient laser printer wireless.
Oh.
And it works for Shelley's laptop, but it doesn't work for my desktop. Same drivers, same parameters, doesn't work. So even the people you're turning to for answers sometimes get flummoxed.
Yeah, if you
It
can't
makes
answer
no
that.
sense.
We certainly can't.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So you haven't figured it out at all yet.
No idea. I thought maybe it was because the desktop is hardwired
Mm-hmm.
to a Wi-Fi extender,
Mm-hmm.
but I then changed it to using Wi-Fi, and that didn't change anything. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Very disappointed because I want to be able to print documents from my desktop to something other than the printer that you see behind me. Because the printer you see behind me is a multifunctional black and white only.
Mhm.
Doesn't print duplex. So the color printer also prints duplex.
Did Google have any answers?
No, this is a very specific brand. So I don't know that Google's going to have. I don't know what to do, but I'll
Did you
find
try calling
somebody.
the brand person contact?
What's that?
Did you try emailing the people at the brand?
They're in China. They're
I'm
not.
sure they're in
Of
China,
course
but
Yeah, of course they are.
See if they answer you.
Probably answer me in Chinese, and I won't be able to read it.
That's what Google translates
that's what I was
for.
gonna say. Then you use Google Translate.
Um,
Oh my
yeah.
You out of luck.
Yeah, I'd be curious to try it on a different desktop of the same kind of model to see if it's your desktop or so, all desktop type things that would be issues, but that's not an easy fix to try
Yeah,
because you kind of need to be in your house.
yep. And carry another desktop around and a monitor, and yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
it back to the store and get your money back.
That's nice.
Probably ordered it online.
I was just thinking that when I said it. Store? What's a store?
What's a store?
Yeah, that's makes no sense other than trying to turn it on and off again several times and in hopes that one day.
That's actually not a bad idea.
I figured that was the first thing you tried.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think to do that.
Oh,
I
I
can't believe you
rebooted my
didn't think to do
computer, but
that.
I did not restart the print server.
Well, maybe it has to be started in a special order too. You know, one before the other.
Could be.
Do I need to send the GIF of the IT crowd over to you guys again to get that ritual in your brain? If there's a tech issue, you restart everything.
Yes.
The great show.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my.
Right, oh, my.
Let's see if I'm on.
Stephen, does your you have a Samsung phone, right?
What's that?
You have a Samsung phone.
I do.
Does it have a on off for chat? You know, like enable chat or disable chat? For in the messages part?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by chat.
Well, is it a CRS or SRC or RCS, whatever that thing that is a higher, no, I guess I can't even tell you what it is. I think I told you a while before when I had my new phone, I had one person that wouldn't be getting my messages, but it was saying it was sending it as a chat and not as a multi-text or whatever the other things were. And it took forever. We finally figured out that his phone, when it had been upgraded, they must have given him this option. He just didn't know where it was because he could get in there and turn it off. Well, then I'm thinking, well, why does mine not do it? But I didn't find anything in my phone. It's called chat, does anybody know what I'm talking about RCS or CRS? I'm thinking it is, but that I know those
Oh,
are
here we go. Chat settings.
Okay, and then what? Does it have chat or CRS or CR?
Message settings, chat settings. Oh, this just looks like generic messaging.
Yeah, see, that's what my phone looks like too. But I don't think he realized that the different ways it's hard to figure out how on earth you get to things on my phone. I mean, I can't just put in the search for chat, it just doesn't find it that way. But like the little 3 dots that are at the top, sometimes they work with this, sometimes they work with that, sometimes. And he wasn't aware of that either. When he finally found it in his phone, he did solve our problem. It was really his problem. So, but I just wondered if I had how to ever enable. And when I Googled it too, they told you how to enable them or enable them or not able them or whatever it's called.
Disable.
Disable, thank you. And yet I my phone did not do what Google was telling me to do. So anyway, but I don't want, now that I'm free of that, I don't even care about it. So if I can't accidentally enable it, that's my biggest thing. If I can't accidentally enable something, I can never figure out how to disable it. So
Gotcha.
anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I put in, when I did a search in settings for
Right.
chat,
Yep.
and it came up and said messages, settings, chat settings.
Yep. And then under chat settings, there's nothing, right?
Well, there are settings, but they apply to text messages, not.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm honestly not aware of any other way to send messages.
Well, if you Google the chat or something, or the what is chat or something like that, they do tell you this CSR or CR. I have a hard time remembering USB is about, so I can't remember. There is the thing. It's an upgraded message saying that you can do it faster, and it's over my head. But
Okay.
anyway. Huh?
Apparently it's over mine too.
This is the first time hearing about it, so look at you being more ahead of me.
Hang on a minute. Actually, the funny thing was when I Googled it and it came up with a a link to go someplace, and I clicked on the link and it says you have to be in an internet browser to read this. Well, what did they think I was in when I was Googling it? I mean, I was in the
Yeah, that's
internet
weird.
browser. And I actually went and sat next to my Wi-Fi, just make sure. So I didn't understand that, but let me see if I can figure out what it said before. What is chat called? Chat is Google's next big fix for Android's messaging. Chat, let's see, what is it called? Text chat. No, not SMX. Of course, now I can't find it. Anyway, oh, I'll send it to you if I find out what it. Oh man, it's a whole different thing than what I got yesterday. That's the trouble with Google. I can't find it again. Oh, here, wait a minute. Text. Chats. Oh, RCS, it stands for Rich Communication Service for Android messages.
Heard of RTX.
RCS.
Mhm.
Anyway. Live chat requires instant answers and to stay focused on the conversation to see the answer. Messaging notifies the user, allowing him to do something else while waiting for an answer. I don't know. Then how do I turn off chat was the thing that I never did figure.
May I ask, I mean, I have an iPhone because that's what my kids said get, because that's what they have or whatever. But like you have a Samsung,
Yeah.
Nancy, and
Which is an Android.
Stephen, Android. Okay. Well, what is the plus for them that you wouldn't get what the norm, or the norm that I think that everyone has iPhone? Because just to be rebellious, or are they better?
Well, originally I heard that the cameras were better on Android than on iPhone, but I think iPhone has now come on board something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just two different, it's just like PC and Mac, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
know
iPhones
if
are
there were
Mac
pluses.
devices, and those of us who use PCs are dinosaurs, so we use Androids.
Okay.
Well, but my phone guy said people who have Androids should not switch to iPhone because they won't understand it. In other words, iPhone is so user-friendly, and Android people have been used to having to figure things out that they're very frustrated when they go to iPhone. So,
Yeah.
Well, then it's good for
My
your
wife
brain.
said she would divorce me if I got an iPhone.
Well, yeah, and there's also a matter of price. I
Mhm.
mean, I have
Oh,
an
yeah.
Android because I got a deal I couldn't refuse.
right.
Yeah, I got my Samsung free when I re-signed up with Verizon, so
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
can't complain about that.
But
No.
yours is a
I
locked
have
one then, right?
Samsung.
Is yours, does that make yours locked though, Stephen, when you got it through Verizon or no?
I'm sorry.
Is yours a lock then, locked to Verizon? Or is it unlocked?
It's locked probably.
Yeah, see, that's, because I'm with Consumer Cellular, so, you know, I couldn't,
Well, I had Consumer Cellular for about 2 months, and they pulled the fast one on me, so I left.
oh.
Oh.
Well, mine's with my kids, so if they're pulling fast ones, they're pulling it on them.
The other thing about Verizon is in North Carolina, where my other house is, it's the only service that's really decent.
I can believe that, yeah.
You go with what you can use.
Yeah.
Mhm. All these companies are really monopolies, and they kind of work together to figure out where best to do.
Yeah. How to mess up the consumer.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Yeah. Well, I thought that maybe when I got a 5G phone, my service would be better on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. And then someone pointed out to me, because I figured they were upgrading and updating 5G and letting 4G go. And then someone pointed out to me the thing that Stephen knows because he's shaking his head, that 5G requires more towers because it's a shorter distance that it goes. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Mhm.
Oh, and we talked about the difference between 5G on your internet and 5G for your
Phone.
cell phone. I'm pretty sure G for your cell phone is talking about generation,
Okay,
and G for your internet is talking about gigabytes or
okay.
actually gigabits.
It's, oh,
Hmm.
so that's just done to frustrate us because we think it, you know, the way they talk about it, that it's going to make your phone faster, better. and stuff.
Well, it does make your phone faster, but there are fewer places where that happens
Yeah.
until the infrastructure catches up with the capability of the phone.
Right. Right.
Where most of your calls are still going through on 4G.
Mhm.
Okay, so 5G is not available. It will go through on 4G. if you have
Yes.
5G. Okay. Oh, this has been so knowledgeable, so
Yeah.
informative today.
Mhm.
I guess all the Gs earlier than 4 are gone.
Yes, they
Yes, that
they
one.
discontinued 3G. That's one of the reasons I had to change back to Verizon, because Consumer Cellular said, "Oh well, your phone was compatible when you switched, but now it's no longer compatible. So you'll have to buy a new phone." And I said, "Well, if I have to buy a new phone, I think I'll go with a new service, and I get a free phone." I said, "Oh, really?"
I had
Well,
that
we
with
can.
the,
And I
the
said,
phone
"Nope.
around-
If you're going to do that, they already had made Shelly buy a new phone. So
no.
yeah, it wasn't cool."
Mhm.
Mm.
But if you have any devices in your home that are 3G, you might have found that they now no longer work.
Like
I have
my
a
old
generic,
Kindle DX.
generator that
Hmm.
stopped
My
working.
old Kindle DX will no longer download books.
Hmm. My
Ooh.
parents have a yard lawnmower robot, like the Roombas, and
Oh.
that thing no longer, it started going out of bounds because it was 3G.
Mowing the whole neighborhood.
Yeah. It was like a
Chasing
pet.
after little dogs, chasing.
Are most of you on Verizon or T-Mobile, or I'm just curious, or if you don't want to say, that's okay.
T-Mobile,
Verizon.
T-Mobile.
AT&T.
Mm-hmm.
Crack phone.
Wow. You always like to be different, Bob.
It works.
That's all that matters.
Well, and
Well,
he
they
wants
use
it to work at
Verizon for all you
Chautauqua.
know.
Oh.
Yes, they have those towers of their own, and they lock in whichever's nearest. So wherever you go,
Yep,
you might be locking into Verizon or something else.
yep.
We've had very good service all over well, we don't go all over the country, but where we go.
At a
How do
lower
you-
rate.
My
Oh,
first
yeah.
cell phone was a track phone, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Mhm. But
How do you tell on your phone what G you have?
There's
Good
a
question.
little indicator on there that, oh, what's in use or what what
No,
capability?
how do
you
I
have?
know what G my phone is?
on mine, it's right next to the battery with the little symbols of the strength of the felt like how many bars you have of the
Oh, up at the top?
Well,
up at the top. It usually says 4 or 5 or 5GE.
yeah, but that's what it's using. That's not telling you what it's capable of.
True.
If your phone is only a 4G phone, I think Bob's saying, how do you know that? And I'm not. I think if you go into your phone settings, it'll give you a rundown of its capabilities down in system.
Mine's under about phone and then it's under model name. It says
I'm
Galaxy.
gonna go get my
A13
phone.
5G. Oh.
Now you're
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah,
Huh.
about phone, and it tells you the model name, model number, hardware version.
I'm not seeing it on
Yeah, I'm
the
not seeing that either.
iPhone.
But
Well, you
I'm
guys
not
have
either.
On the
iPhones.
iPhone,
You
it
have
doesn't say.
iPhones.
Well,
But
I may
mine-
see it just because 5G is part of the name of the model number.
Yeah, well, but that would tell Bob too, if that's, Oh, no, he's looking, that's not what he's talking about.
Capacity, but
My iPhone doesn't say anything about,
No, there's
I'm not finding
nothing.
anything either.
I know mine can do 5G, but if you Google it, I'm sure. If you Google your model, it should tell you.
and it's the model,
Yeah,
not the
that's true.
iOS that is determines that.
Yes.
Oh, so my XR probably doesn't do it.
Well, yeah, that's where, it would say it right after the model if it's 5G, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it's part of the model.
Mhm.
Mine
If you have the,
says.
Go ahead, Bob.
Model,
Mine says it's a Samsung J3.
and it doesn't say it doesn't say how many G at all after it.
Not that I found. Well, it works, so bottom line, it works.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a Samsung and it says model name is Galaxy S21 space 5G.
Yeah.
oh,
So
Yeah, I'm sure if you Google, it will tell you.
I'm not finding anything on mine.
I know if you have the newest iPhone, it's 5G and it has the satellite capabilities with the new iOS.
Right, but I can't find where it tells me that, but I remember them telling me that when I bought it. But I can't find it on my phone anywhere
Yeah.
No, it doesn't say under the about section,
Mm-mm.
No, I couldn't find anything.
because it's stupid. They don't make it easy.
No, they don't. That's for sure. Now, perhaps this G business, has anyone ever had the trouble where you send texts and they don't arrive at the, at the end? I had texted my husband 4 times on Tuesday and he wasn't far away, just down the road. He didn't get any of them. Is that something that happens a lot? Or is it something to do with the G's?
Does yours show that it was sent?
Yeah.
I mean, if you do the view details, what does it tell you? Or, I mean, now here I'm talking Android, so I don't know what.
It says it was sent. Yes, I have a sent.
But it doesn't show up
Copy.
on his phone, correct?
Right.
And here's an
Right.
iPhone too.
Yes. And interestingly, I sent him all these lists of things like,
Oh.
and he didn't get any of them. And then he called me and said, aren't you going to tell me what to buy? And I said, I sent them to you. And then when he walked in the house, then they all showed up on his phone. So it was very strange. And now
Yeah.
that you're talking about these G's, I thought perhaps that's something about maybe why.
Is
I don't
his phone set for just Wi-Fi? Was it accidentally on airplane mode or something?
know.
Um,
I'll
or
check with that.
If
Yeah, 'cause
roaming is
Do
on,
not
like if
disturb.
roaming's on, it will connect to any cell tower in the area, like Bob was saying
Uh-huh.
with his phone.
Okay. All
Um,
right. I'll
So
mention
it's
those words.
2G,
to him.
3G. I'm sorry.
I have an iPhone 6
mhm.
and his is newer, but not as new as yours, Lynn.
Um,
Is there, like, all right, is there, when you have data on, I understand that, but can you turn data off and you still can get phone calls?
Yes.
All right, so Stephen, how do I turn data off on my phone? I don't even have a thing that I know on.
Oh, on your phone,
Settings.
scroll down from the top. And you have icons for Wi-Fi, flashlight, Bluetooth.
Why isn't it working? Yes, but,
The
and I
up
have,
and down arrows are your data.
okay, but it says mobile data. It just says mobile data, but it says that turning that on will use data from this instead. If you're not near an internet, you can use this.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what I mean, because I need data. I don't need data to send texts. All right, like on a
No.
track phone, you don't. But so I don't have a way to turn off data. If I turn that off, am I just turning off data, or am I turning off just using it when I don't have internet?
your data is your smart capability when you're away from your house. So if it's not
Right.
on, you're not going to have any internet access.
But I don't need it. I don't need that on to send texts.
No,
Okay.
no, that's a cell phone tower functionality.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And Bob, your phone is a 3G and 4G.
Renee, yours is a 4.
Okay, thank you. As I'm scrolling everywhere to looking for it.
I've just looked up, I said, does Apple XR have 5G capability? It's not 5G compatible. And then it says the only 5G phones Apple has are the iPhone 12 and 13. Well, this was written in January, so about probably 14. As far as what T-Mobile will support, that is their business decision. And if you wish to remain with T-Mobile, it would seem they require you to have 5G capable iPhone. My iPhone still works.
Mhm.
So,
Well, and not all of them have towers yet for 5G.
right.
They're still rolling that out.
So
So
I even though I guess it will come a time, Bill has an iPhone 6, so good luck on that one.
Hey, that's what I had.
But he
He
can
and I
still make,
can talk
he
to
can
each
still
other.
make phone calls, and he still gets lots of nonsense texts that he doesn't want. But
So funny.
but
Oh.
yeah. Seems
Oh,
like,
well.
yeah, for the moment, you should be good when it comes to phones. So
Yeah, I know.
that's all that
Eventually, we're
matters.
gonna have to buy 2 new ones. It'll cost us a small fortune.
Yeah.
But we go to
Hopefully
one
you can get
phone.
a good deal.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been with T-Mobile since almost T-Mobile began because it was the one I could use overseas. Since T-Mobile was European as well as American.
Oh.
So.
Well, maybe it's time to go shopping and see if they can get you a better deal like Steven did. And say, this place is giving me a free phone. Can you, but I've
Right.
been with you for 20 years. Can you?
Yeah,
make me a
more than
better deal?
that, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 30.
Yeah, ask them, does customer loyalty count for anything anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I said that to Comcast too. They said, oh, well, you've been a customer for 7 years. I said, no, I've been a customer as long as Comcast has been in existence. It happened to
Right.
be in a different state,
Yeah.
but you didn't roll over the loyalty to the
Yeah.
person's name, et cetera.
Yes.
So.
But they really won't care anyway.
They don't care.
Because that's what I've
Exactly.
found, they don't care. They don't have to. It's kind of like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm currently reading a book, a memoir from the founder of DoorDash, the app
Oh,
that
yeah?
you can order
Yeah.
stuff, and it's amazing how he is so concerned about customer loyalty and how it's a good experience for both the people that own the restaurants and the people that get the food. And it sounds like he left when the investors wanted
Mhm.
to do the opposite. But
Yeah.
I've been pleasantly surprised by his story.
Yeah.
I'll have to put it on Christmas lists.
Yeah.
I have
Start
a
out with
pal
good
here that
intentions
needs,
and then somebody says we have to make money.
Yep. That's exactly
a-
what happened to DoorDash.
I have
Mhm.
a pal here that needs to go outside, so I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all.
Oh,
Have a-
okay.
have a good rest of
Sounds
Yeah,
your
good.
I'm gonna fade away too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
You
good.
too.
We'll see you guys
Yep.
next
Go to
week.
work.
Happy week.
Yes.
Thank
Hey.
you.
Happy singing to those
Happy-
of you in the choir.
Some of
Thanks.
you
And
I'll
And then
see
I have a
tonight.
question. To whom do I address an email if I have people for whom I have gotten tickets that can't come anymore? Particularly,
So if you ordered them, you should be able to return them yourself.
yeah, but I haven't figured out how to get back on there in that way because they were singer tickets.
It shouldn't matter either
It shouldn't
or.
matter. Okay.
Yeah. If
The
you have
ones, I don't
issues,
care about the ones for Saturday because there's still tickets available. But 2 of them are now just canceled today for Saturday afternoon, and that's sold out, I know, so.
Mhm.